I also emphasized our hope that the United States and China will work diligently together to continue, as we have in the past months, to try to help bring an end to the war in Syria. Less than 2 weeks ago, Foreign Minister Wang and I met in Munich for a meeting of the International Syria Support Group. We were joined by more than a dozen of our counterparts from around the world, but I must say Foreign Minister Wang flew the farthest and longest in order to attend that meeting and made an important contribution to the success of our getting agreement, which has now led to Russia and the United States coming to agreement on a cessation of hostilities and a method for the delivery of humanitarian assistance. I'm pleased to say that because of the work we did, all of us together, not one nation or two nations, but everybody, insisting on the full application of United Nations Security Resolution 2254. Because of that, more than 114 trucks have now delivered humanitarian assistance, food and medicine to people who literally, in some cases, have not had help in several years. More than 80,000 people now have enough food and supplies for at least a month, and if things work in the way that they have been set out, greater assistance can flow in the days, weeks, and hopefully even months ahead. I was particularly pleased that we were able also to come to agreement with respect to the modalities for the implementation of this cessation of hostilities. Now, let me emphasize, this is supposed to begin on Saturday, but as I said in Munich, these are words on pieces of paper. They will only have meaning if they are implemented, and they will only be implemented if leaders in all of the different factions, entities, groups involved, whether it's the government of Syria or the opposition or other countries, they all have to make the right decisions in the next days. But we need the parties to this conflict to commit to this cessation. Why is it so important? Because for 4 years, every country has been saying the best way to resolve this crisis, to end the killing, to end the flow of refugees, to end this incredible division of the country and the region, is to get to the table and negotiate a political transition according to the Geneva Communique of 2012. That can only happen at the negotiating table. So it is vital for people to make that decision. We understand that Dr. Riyad Hijab and the High Negotiations Committee, the body formed to represent the Syrian opposition in the political process, are meeting now, today, and considering this proposed arrangement. And naturally, we hope to hear from the HNC that the maximum number of armed opposition factions will have come forth and expressed their readiness to participate in this cessation of hostilities. We have an opportunity to halt the violence that the Syrian people have endured for far too long, including aerial bombardment by the regime and its backers. A task force created by the International Syria Support Group is going to meet this week in order to help monitor the cessation and in order to help design the methodology by which we will continue to prosecute the war against Nusra and Daesh. We believe very deeply that it is time for all parties to facilitate the full implementation of the UN Security Council Resolution 2254, including, ultimately, the political transition that respects the rights and the needs and the wishes of the people of Syria.